This is the time, and this is the place, and this is FC3 Monkey Business, your one-stop shop for everything geeky. And since everything is geeky, if you love it enough, you never know what you're gonna get. This is your host. I am C.
Hello,
this
C.
week. Hey, how you doing, Billy?
How? I don't know why I said hi.
That's
Sorry,
all right.
Interrupted.
That's like I care. Like
I'm
gonna,
tired.
Like I'm
You're
gonna adhere to
tired.
the script.
Yeah.
But guess what, Billy? Guess what we're doing this week?
Talking.
This
Yeah.
week we'll be discussing the late 90s, early 2000s cult phenomenon, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. After that, stick around for upcoming events and our question of the week. All right. Well, as you know, Billy's here.
Hi.
Hi, Billy.
Hi, Chris.
Tanya's also here.
Hi.
Tanya's sitting next to me instead of, like, down the table from me, which is very strange because I have two people who constantly threaten me on either side of me today. I'm not comfortable.
Scary. You should be very worried. Very, very worried.
It's a little distracting, I won't lie.
Be afraid.
No, I gave up
Be
my
very
spot for
afraid.
Laura today.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tony.
Because Laura is in the house. Hello,
Hi.
Lady
Hello.
Laura. Our resident Buffy expert who is wearing her Buffy the Vampire Slayer jacket.
Yes, my Willow shirt.
And her Willow shirt that I've seen on several occasions. Though this is the episode you've been jonesing for since you came on board Mighty Monkey a while
I
back.
have been, definitely.
So we're glad you're here because, frankly, I this is one of those shows I'm a little weak on in terms of my knowledge. I mean, other than Willow's hot.
That's got to change. That's going to change.
I love Willow.
12 in the
Willow
episodes.
is.
Allison Hannigan is gorgeous. She's
No,
amazing, and she's got the great.
Cordelia.
Cordelia is she's like
Yeah.
that. She's that pageant queen beauty, right? Mm-hmm. And Buffy herself, played by Sarah Michelle Gellar, is definitely a very pretty woman. But I've always had a thing for Allison Hannigan, and you know it's not like cradle robbing because we grew up together. I'm only a couple years older than the woman,
That's
so
right.
you know.
And you
Right.
used to go to band camp with her.
Yes, I did. Because there was that one time in band
One
camp.
time.
And so Laura's here, and Tanya's here, and Billy's here, and producer Sherry is here. Hello, producer Sherry.
Hello.
And she's the other side of me. So Tanya's on one side of me, Sherry's on the other. And these are people who consistently and perpetually are always threatening to smack me. And it's like, no, this is not good. Don't go rubbing my shoulder all nice and friendly, Tanya. Okay, now it's just creepy. Hi, Monk.
Hi, Ala.
Monk's here. And the legendary Anne is in the house. And so we got a full table. Got a lot of people here.
Yeah.
A lot of please, and a lot of strong. Thank you. I'm getting a little closer. I'm getting a little closer to Sherry. It's like, here, let me step away from the minefield into the raging lava flood. Either way, you're screwed. That's the point. Okay.
Between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, you can put me in the production booth. Yeah, that'll work. Because my ego will fit in there. All right. But anyway, how we all doing? Is there anything new this year? This week? This year? Anything new today?
No.
We talked about time travel last week.
It snowed recently.
It did snow recently.
It
That's
did
going to start
snow.
happening a little bit more
Are
now.
we thanking Angie for that?
Oh, I've already sent her a video.
Poor Ange.
Oh, yeah, right.
It is the day before Thanksgiving.
It
What
is.
What is everybody doing for Thanksgiving?
Making turkey.
I'm taking
Eating.
my
I plan
mom
on
out.
eating.
We're heading over to one of her friends' houses. We're going to have a little Thanksgiving together tomorrow.
We have something to announce.
Tell us, what do you have to announce?
The 20th
Yes.
was my birthday.
It's a birthday!
Woo!
Happy birthday.
You're 20 now.
On the 20th.
And 20 on the 20th.
Yep.
It's your magic number birthday. Nice. I wasn't able to appreciate mine because my birthday is on the 2nd. So I was 2 on
Right.
the 2nd. I was like, I think I wore plaid. I don't remember exactly. It was the 70s. It was bad. Yeah, so.
Oh, shoot. I was counting up the letters in her name.
Uh-huh.
She has 19 letters in her name.
Well, go change your name. Put an E at the end of Spink.
Oh, please no. That's already a lot of my email stuff
Okay.
for school.
For school.
Spinky. Anyway. How about you, Billy? What you got going on tomorrow?
Going to my brother's house. He
Nice.
cooks Thanksgiving dinner every year. We sort of alternate holidays. My sister does Christmas. Susan and I do Easter.
Nice.
And so going to my brother's, watch football, eat a lot of food, and fall
To me-
asleep. Yeah.
To me, Thanksgiving is the best holiday ever.
I agree.
Because
Agreed.
it's all about getting together with friends and family and celebrating and eating and feasting and having this great time and being together and being around each other and sharing news and figuring out what's going on and being grateful for the things you have and grateful for the opportunities you've been given and whatnot. And there's not nearly as much commercialism involved. I mean, yeah, people have made Thanksgiving references and sales and things like that. It happens. And Friday's Black Friday, which is evil in my opinion, but there you have it. Black Friday is a great way to, a great reason to stay home.
Absolutely.
And stay in. Do online shopping. Go to your local folks.
Local. Shop local, please.
Yeah, shop local.
Small Business Saturday. That's my jam.
That's what you got to be dealing with. But, you don't have to worry about Thanksgiving carols and Thanksgiving, parties.
There's really only one good Thanksgiving special, isn't it?
Charlie Brown.
Brown.
That's it. You got to watch your Charlie Brown. But for me, it's always been about who you share the table with. And for a long time when I was at my old house now, 2 houses ago, I got to host for my family and my grandfather before he passed away, and it was just the ultimate thing for me. So Thanksgiving's always been my favorite. I love Thanksgiving. And maybe not this year, but next year when I get a chance to actually start cooking, everybody at the table's invited to my house for Thanksgiving. So,
Yay.
See, I love to cook. I didn't used to. Mm-hmm. It's never been something, but I don't know. In the past like 4 or 5 years, that's how I unwind when I get home.
Mm-hmm.
And I love making Thanksgiving dinner.
See, that's a thing. That's a thing.
I do it like
me too.
once a month. I mean,
Yeah,
you
we
guys
just did it.
saw that.
Do you guys have any odd Thanksgiving traditions? Anything off center?
We actually, we all sing a song. It happened sort of organically one year, and I don't know why. But
that's how the best traditions start usually.
What's it? Ooh, it's hooked on a feeling. I got hooked on a feeling deep inside. Like, I don't know. It popped into someone's head, and all of a sudden, me, my brother, Susan, my sister, her husband,
everybody jumps in.
We're all singing the song, and like we all know the whole song.
That's great because I don't. I know that because that's like it's a famous song, but I don't know the lyrics to it other than Uba 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 Chaka.
Yeah, that's how I had to get to the title was Ooga Chaka.
Ooga Chaka. Ooga Ooga.
So then last year we decided to call my other brother who's living in Arizona, and I'll sing "Put a Little Love in Your Heart."
Oh, nice.
Aw, that's sweet.
That's a good one.
So now I think we're trying to decide what our Thanksgiving song is going to be.
That is a cool new tradition to start.
Even though it was a complete accident a couple years ago, it was just we enjoyed it. So I think it's something we're going to keep doing.
Many, 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 many years ago, when my ex-wife and I were living in this apartment on Gore's Line, and Ian, this is how long ago, Ian was a baby. All right, so that's how long ago this happened. She was working for Century Safe in their customer service and tech support department. And the family had this tradition where they handed out turkeys to all of the staff. Everybody on the factory floor, everybody in the offices, everybody got a turkey to bring home. So she brings this turkey home, and we had no idea. Neither of us had ever cooked a Thanksgiving before. We had no idea what we were doing. And this was before YouTube was really a big thing. So we were looking through books and whatnot. So we had to do this whole process of cleaning the turkey and get it ready for being marinated, because in our house it was if it moved, marinate it. That's the way that we looked at it. So I was exhausted. It had been a long day. So you know how goofy I am when I'm not tired. Imagine when I am when I'm like whooped. So I've got the turkey in the sink, and she's cleaning it off. I start dancing the turkey around, right? Okay. Like I'm jigging. The turkey is now jigging around because I'm making it dance. And she's like, Christopher, would you please stop that? I'm like, come on, dance with Howard. And out of the blue, suddenly the turkey's name was Howard. Okay, so the entire Thanksgiving dinner, that from prep to end, we were referring to the turkey as Howard.
Thank you, God, for delivering
Howard to our table. Yes, and so when we decided we were going to start doing Thanksgiving dinners on a regular basis, we had moved to our house on Denise, and we had this big kitchen, this big dining room. We're going to start hosting Thanksgiving, and we did so for a good 5 or 6 years. Every turkey got named. Every turkey had it. There was like part of the ceremony, like you're starting the cleaning process and you're starting to get ready to get it marinated and get it bagged. Oh, okay, what's the turkey's name this year? Norbert was a pick. Robespierre was a pick. It had to be something not quite right. When Pope John Paul II passed away, we made sure that turkey that year was John Paul. So Reprobus, because Ian had done a report on St. Christopher for his school, for religion class in school, and he came back and he was doing all this research, and it's all based on this Greek person in history named Reprobus. So okay, the turkey's name was Reprobus. If it was an odd name, if it was like a name that you would normally hear, that's the turkey got named. So that's a thing. And I haven't named a turkey in a couple of years. It's been a while since I've had a chance to do one.
turkey this year because
Okay.
I won't touch it.
You're not going to touch it?
No.
No?
I love making turkey. I make really good turkey.
Yeah, you do.
I make really good gravy.
There you
Yes,
go. See,
yes,
so
you
we have a
do.
team thing going on here.
Really good mashed potatoes.
There we go.
Mashed potatoes.
I
Mashed
make a
potato
really
time.
good guest.
Well,
That's
you're
what
in-
I'm going to be this year,
Billy,
thankfully.
you're invited.
Okay.
So that's a thing. Maybe, you know what? Maybe that's what we'll do. Is we'll do a Thanksgiving dinner with just us. We'll do one not on Thanksgiving.
Friendsgiving.
It's a
A Friendsgiving.
Friendsgiving.
We'll do a Friendsgiving off, so
Geeksgiving.
we can. We'll do
Geeksgiving.
on Thursday Thanksgiving. We'll all go to our respective families and places where. But then, like down a couple weeks down the road, we'll do a Friendsgiving at my house.
Yay.
I like that
Yay.
idea. I like that idea
We
very
should do
much.
New Year's Day.
Can we dress as our favorite
All right.
character? Oh,
Done.
sorry.
We could celebrate a new year.
Celebrate New Year's Day together. I love that
Yeah.
idea, and we'll do a podcast while we're at my house.
Cool.
We
Bring
used
the
to
equipment.
we used to always go to my in-laws
Pack up the studio.
on New Year's
Uh-huh.
Day. And my father-in-law had to make the joke every year. We'd walk in the door. Oh my God, I haven't seen you all year.
Ba-dum-tsh. Yeah.
Love the man. Love
Expect
the man.
that. Expect that from our fearless leader and president.
It's been a year since we've seen you.
Yes, because Dan loves literal and corny humor.
He likes
So-
dad jokes.
Oh, he is. He has
the
been
ultimate.
practicing dad jokes since we were 14,
Before he became a
I can
kid.
believe
before he
that.
became a dad. So anyway, that's where did we get to on that? We were good. Okay.
What we're doing for Thanksgiving.
We're going to take a quick break. We're going to refocus, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the Slayer.
And just to help us refocus, or maybe not, comedian Sue Murphy on why Thanksgiving is her favorite holiday.
I wish I knew how to cook. For what? Eating is so fun. Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday because of the food. And also because, well, it's the only meal that it's all right at the table as soon as you're done. Just to go, oh, that was really good. Oh, yeah. Sure, I'll have more pie. Why not? I'm going to fall asleep with my mouth open. Why don't you just jam it in my head? Because I'm not enough of a bloated toad. My pants aren't tight enough. It's the only holiday my mom doesn't go, Sue, get off the floor. She goes, oh, that looks pretty good. I guess I'm coming down there with you. Let's look up your Aunt Dot's dress. What a great holiday. We gather the people we love around us to give thanks. And how do we celebrate in this country? What do? We jam breadcrumbs up a turkey's butt. Right on. Give me a dead bird and a loaf of bread. And you know what I'm saying? Thank you.
Nice.
I just want to make it clear where my brain is right now. Sherry is on my right, and she started whispering something to me during that bit. I leaned in, and did I move the earpiece on my right ear? No, I moved the one on my left. So she was talking right into the headphone, and I'm like, wait a minute, I still can't hear. Oh, turn my head. Let me. Oh, I'm in trouble today. Anyway, Buffy the Vampire Slayer is an American supernatural drama television series based on the 1992 film of the same name. It is created by Joss Whedon under his production tag Mutant Enemy Productions, with later co-executive producers being Jane Epinson, David Fury, David Greenwalt, Doug Petrie, Marty Noxon, and David Solomon. The series premiered on March 10th, 1997 on the WB and concluded May 20th, 2003 on UPN. The series narrative follows Buffy Summers, played by Sarah Michelle Gellar, the latest in a long line of young women known as vampire slayers or simply slayers. In the story, slayers are quote-unquote called to battle against vampires, demons, and other forces of darkness. Being a young woman, Buffy wants to live a normal life, but as the series progresses, she learns to embrace her destiny. Like previous slayers, Buffy is aided by a watcher who guides, teaches, and trains her. But unlike her predecessors, Buffy has surrounded herself with a circle of loyal friends who become known as the Scooby Gang. So here we go. Now, it picks up kind of where the original movie, the Christy Swanson movie from a couple years earlier, left off, where Buffy has moved from that school
From LA
and moves to Sunnydale
Yep.
to be closer to the Helma. I don't know. She just moved.
It was as
Well-
her mother says, it's the only school that would, only decent school that would take her after she burned down
The other one. So it does make, in the early days, it does make references to the movie, but it doesn't, it kind of like sheds that quickly
very quickly.
and then moves
Yeah.
on its own course.
Absolutely.
Do we want to pay any heed to the movie at all? Do we want to? Because I know this has always been Buffy has always been a Joss Whedon creation.
Yes.
So somehow he lost or sold the movie rights?
No, he didn't have as much control as he thought he would have because it was his first time. He was a television writer. He had never written a movie screenplay. He thought he would have more control, and then when it came to it, and he didn't, and it became a parody, which it was never supposed to be.
Right.
And Donald Sutherland made up all of his own lines.
Oh, that's great. He improvised his entire script.
Pretty much.
He's capable of that, though.
Well, yes.
I mean, to be fair.
It's Donald Sutherland. He's not an amateur at this sort of thing.
If you actually watch the movie, a lot of it doesn't make sense.
A lot of it doesn't. A lot of it doesn't. But I will say the best thing about the movie is Pee-wee's death scene.
Paul Rubens'
death scene was by far one of the funniest things on
Paul
film.
Rubens, yes. Excellent death scene.
Yes. But that was not the tone that Joss wanted.
Absolutely.
No. His whole concept of it was the blonde girl goes into the alley and gets slaughtered.
Right.
But in his version, the blonde girl turns out to be the badass.
Yes.
Yes.
And I think that's a great premise. And, and it harkens back. Joss Whedon was asked by an interviewer once, why do you write all of these strong female characters? Or how long will you be continuing to write all these strong female characters? And Joss Whedon is until you stop asking that question.
Exactly.
Because for him, this was...
And really, the Buffy theme carries all the way through. I mean, even to the end of the series. She is constantly challenged for being...
a cute little girl.
Just a girl.
Yep.
And...
I thought you'd
usually
be taller.
She just kills those people.
With bigger muscles.
Well, what was that whole subplot halfway, 2/3 of the way through when she was in college and they had the initiative or whatever, the army brats?
Oh, yeah.
Is that what they call it? Did I get that name right?
Yes.
The initiative.
Wow, I pulled that out of my ass.
Yes.
So,
yes. Well...
there was a bunch of big bruising guys who were like, no, we have to protect the little girl. And
she took him out in like record time, and they were like, okay, I guess you're in the initiative with us now because we can't do it without you.
I loved when she was sitting there, and she had asked a question there, and I think it was Maggie or somebody said, do you really think your outfit's appropriate? And she's like, oh no, I've hunted in
I've
slayed in this halter top before.
Yes. Many times.
I love that. I haven't been a diehard fan of the show like you have been, Laura, but I've always enjoyed it when I watched it. It's one of those things where it's like, if it's on, I'm going to watch it. I'm not going to go out of my way for it. But it's always the one thing that's always struck me is its fearlessness to tackle things. A lot of social issues I see throughout. There's a lot of what was bothering teenagers and high school and college kids of the 90s.
Absolutely.
They would not shy away from it. They would dive right in after it and go for it. And I always appreciated the show for that because, it could be a little campy at times. Show me a show from the 90s that isn't.
Right.
Well,
I think Joss intended it to be like that, that high school atmosphere, and then moving on to college, those things that are confronting you in those time periods of your life.
Yeah. The show grew up with the people who were watching it.
Whereas, in contrast, Angel is a show more about being adult. I mean, those people live in L.A. They're doing other things. They're not going to school. They're dealing with day-to-day things like Cordy tries to find an apartment that's, rent controlled. So, I mean, the difference there is stark, but the way that Buffy progresses, you really see the characters
When you
develop.
think about it, Buffy was pretty similar to Peter Parker and Spider-Man.
In a lot of ways, I can see that.
Yeah.
Having to be a secret, but
and
not
still
being
trying
able
to trying to deal with the everyday high school lifestyle and family and friends, and still having to fight crime or vampires or monsters or whatever have you.
I never really thought about that, Billy, but especially in this first one, in the first episode, in Welcome to the Hellmouth, Buffy's like, I'm done. I'm done. And then bodies start dropping. And she realizes, I'm the only one who can do this.
Right. And she even says that, too. Like, there is no us when she goes to fight or to go to the tomb. She's like, there is no us. I'm the Slayer. You guys stay here. They don't listen, of course.
Yes.
But
It takes quite a few episodes before she gets into the whole, okay, you guys are my posse thing.
Yeah.
It really was on her own.
Well, and then even later when other watchers come, like Wesley or the one that came for Faith, they mention why are you letting these teenagers you know, battle evil. They're not supposed to be doing that. They're supposed to be away from that. That's just her job.
Because they won't say no. They won't stay away. They do it without us.
Well, I think
Which they did at one point.
When she's gone, they do it in her stead.
Exactly. That was the point I was about to go. Yeah,
Twice.
They pick it up and they just go right to work as if she were still there.
Absolutely.
You know, so that says a lot, and then I think that's another one of the great messages that the show has always been consistent about is that, you know, if you stick together, you can do damn near anything.
Yeah,
you know?
We're stronger together.
Exactly.
In season 4, they actually join with a spell,
Yep.
all their essences, and to defeat the foe Adam.
I did not know that.
Yes,
I have to watch that one now.
It's an excellent episode.
Yeah, it is.
It's actually happens in before the end, and then the end is a dream sequence.
Yeah, the end was very strange that season.
Right, Restless. That's a great episode.
It's a great
though.
episode, but it was
There's
very
a lot
odd.
of foreshadowing in that, and a lot of stuff that comes out of that.
And I think that's one of the things that Joss Whedon has done the best. Is like I mentioned earlier, she's got that fearlessness to tackle issues, but that fearlessness to try just about anything too.
Absolutely.
Do
Yeah,
I even say musical episode?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was one of the
Yes.
first. That was one of the first musical episodes
As far as I know,
that I remember.
As far as I know, the only one that I remember coming before that is the Xena episode. Is the Xena musical episode? Is the
Yeah,
only
I
one
didn't
I
never
remember
see
before
that one. I never saw that one.
But that was done such a send up though. It was almost done for laughs. Like
Xena's? Oh no,
the musical?
No.
I don't remember.
There was
that.
two actually. They actually did two musical ones. One of them, was campy as hell and wasn't very good.
That
but
might
the
be what I'm
first
thinking of.
one, the first one was it was
Powerful.
it was Xena
painful.
and Gabrielle hated each other, and this weird. It was a weird dreamscape that they were pulled into to work through their issues with each other.
Interesting.
It was
very
amazing.
I will have to track that one down.
Yeah,
that's a
good.
series that I've just watched kind of like surface, just skimmed over when it was on. I'll be like, oh, cool, Xena, great.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, now next. And,
Yes.
all right, but Buffy-ish.
Yeah. I mean, well,
How many
the thing
seasons
about
was Buffy?
Seven.
7?
8 in comics.
It's one of the few things of Joss Whedon that didn't get canceled.
Well,
Didn't get a hold of it.
yeah.
Yeah, well,
No,
It did actually. It did end on the WB, and then in season 5, and then
UPN picked it up.
UPN picked it up.
Okay. Well, that's because WB was trying to basically get rid of everything that was any good.
Well, the WB and UPN eventually merged to be the CW anyway.
yeah,
so they're kind of
they were having an identity crisis.
yeah, absolutely. But they totally. I mean, when season 5 happened, everyone thought that was it.
Okay.
It was heartbreaking, and then
And then it came back
it
for
was severely heartbreaking, and
then it came back.
then it came back. Yeah.
Was it? Do you feel that when it came back and got to UPN, was it stronger? As strong? Was it just not as
it
good?
was different.
Was it different?
It was
Season
very
6
different.
is a lot darker, I will say, than the first 5 seasons.
But considering how season 5 ended, it had
to be. Yeah.
It had to be. There was
Absolutely
no
had
way
to
it
be.
I gotta
couldn't.
watch this now.
And
I'm
it
not-
made perfect sense.
I don't remember
too.
where it all ends now.
The whole season makes perfect sense. As much as people don't like parts of it, it's very.
A lot of people don't like after the third season, though. Once she went to college, they weren't as.
It was a little campy for a while. Like
I
a
love
lot of
when she
stuff,
goes to
but
college. That's one of my favorite seasons.
I loved
season
watching
4.
her grow, but you had to actually see the whole storyline to get through to see when it got to season 6 that darkness.
Right.
If you came in just at season 5 or 6, you would not understand where they'd been before. It really did progress along the way.
So it'll pick up for me after the 5th
Yes.
episode of season 1?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, keep
going.
Season 1 is very teen, a little bit on the campy side. It's pretty much monster of the week.
That's what I was just having a
You're
hard
gonna-
time
you're
getting
gonna
through
get
it.
to a point where there's a serious arc going on, and that's
Okay,
season
so
2 will
Season
most
2
likely
is
pull
a
you
lot
right
of people
in.
believe the strongest season of the entire series.
Because I told you the last episode I watched was Owen, the boy who would ever get killed on the first date type thing, and
Season
Yeah.
1 reminds me very much of Scooby-Doo in the fact that it's one episode, here's the bad guy at the end, they move on.
Right.
Season 2, they don't do that.
I like the Monster of the Week formula. I've said that before.
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't
do
mind
like
Monster
that.
of the Week, but it was just the teenage angst and drama. And I'm a high school teacher. I see it on a daily basis. I didn't necessarily want. I don't want to live it.
I
and watch-
appreciate Buffy's quippiness in first
Yeah.
season.
Yeah,
have to
I do
say.
give. I'll give you that. But
And I mean, we see more of that now, but at the time, that was very. That was very different. Nobody talked like that on TV
Joss,
shows.
Joss invented that kind of dialogue.
Oh, yeah.
And then
in
and then shows like Veronica Mars got just as quippy, and other shows like
Charmed, Charmed tried to be a little quippy.
Charmed tried to be Buffy.
Okay, let's not get on the Charmed. No. The Magical Hooter Club.
Now.
Oh, no.
He appreciates that,
though. The Hallowell sisters have their place in my life, and it's only... Never mind.
You know, we were talking about women for a very, very, very brief time. We were talking about which ones we found really hot, and my head immediately went to Tara.
Yeah. I love Tara.
Absolutely. Tara was a great character.
Gorgeous.
They had to work really hard to make her kind of on
Frumpy.
the frumpy
frumpy
side.
In the beginning, yeah. They really did.
Tara was Willow's girlfriend in the later half.
College years.
Oh,
college
Tanya.
years.
Spoiler.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Spoiler, Tanya.
But you know what? She got a lot of backlash.
Yes.
Her weight.
Really?
What? Yes.
Yes.
Her weight
Unbelievable.
because Sarah Michelle Gellar and
Allison Hannigan
are so
Rail
tiny.
thin. Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
She, a normal-sized thin woman, she weighed like 125 pounds.
Yeah, she looked fine.
And she got so much backlash on the message boards.
Oh, that's
about
stupid.
what a fat whatever she
that's
was.
not
That was probably Brendan Too Good again. You're still a moron.
Yeah, that's just not okay.
Yeah, she got a lot of nastiness.
That's terrible.
Tara got a lot of
she was
nastiness for a lot of reasons.
What's your Twitter handle?
Yeah. No, I am Distilts or something like that.
So, Brendan, you can come back. And
He can come back at me all he wants. He's still a moron. I'll take him
Oh,
on.
are we in a Twitter war? I would
love a good Twitter war with a moron. That would be fun. I had my one and only Twitter war that I got into. A guy said I looked like Jimmy Fallon ate too much soy. And I said, is that really the best you got?
What
Seriously?
does that even
Wow.
mean? What does that even
I think that you're
mean?
being fat shamed or
Yeah,
something.
seriously.
That's rude.
I was like, what? Like, was that really the best you got? Okay, shut up. You go away.
Blocked.
Anyway.
Well, the whole Willow and Tara thing got a lot of backlash on the message boards
yeah.
because I think it was one of the very first openly lesbian relationships, especially brought into.
I believe it was
Put out front.
I believe it was the first like real relationship.
Yeah.
Like prior to that, maybe we had Ellen come out on her show as being gay, but she didn't have a significant other.
No, not really.
So they weren't showing like any. They weren't. And a lot of the spells and whatnot that Willow and Tara did are,
But it was beautiful to see the difference and the acceptance from those who did. And that backlash was just a horrible thing to do with it.
Well, yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Speaking of Amber Benson, she's a wonderful author.
She sure is.
Oh, is she a writer?
Oh, yeah.
I've met her. I met her at a convention. And
she's wonderful.
I have her
What did she
comic
write?
book.
I'm trying to remember.
She's done a couple novels with Christopher Golden.
But she's also done the Calliope Reaper Jones novels.
I don't know them.
Yes.
They're good.
Okay.
They're very good.
Let's get her on the podcast.
Sure.
We absolutely
Love
should.
to.
Why not?
I would love to.
I'd love to talk to her about her writing. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about Tara while we're at it.
Yeah.
But
She's really nice. Nice girl, yeah.
we'll invite her to FC3.
We should.
We should.
All right.
Put out an open invitation to anyone from Buffy to come to FC3.
Is there anybody you wouldn't?
James Marsters, please.
Is there anyone you wouldn't want?
Riley. I'm not a Riley fan.
Like Riley.
No.
I don't know. Yeah.
I'm not a Riley fan.
him.
You were still
was-
stuck on Angel at that point.
Nope. I was never an Angel fan.
Right. I like Angel.
I am 100% Spike. Always and forever.
No,
Yeah, you're James Marsters' buddy.
I love James Marster. I love the character. I hate him.
Long before Spike even realized he was in love with Buffy, I was like, okay, here we go. This is coming. It's coming soon, I can tell.
I was so excited to see him on The Runaways.
He's so great on that show, isn't he?
Yes,
He's really evil and scary.
Would never
Love
think
it.
a Stein would be evil.
Oh, never.
Unfortunately, Nicholas Brendan's had his share of problems.
Yeah. Well, we'll
Yes.
just invite his twin brother instead.
He's actually doing really well right now,
Yes.
and he's been touring all over the country. He's doing really well. He
good.
does karaoke things. He'll come to would come here and do karaoke, or we could do a bowling thing with him. He's a great.
That sounds
I
like
was
fun,
a fan
actually.
on the show, and I'm always sad when I see he's had an issue.
Yeah, I know. He has had a rough time, but he's coming out of it.
Good.
So that's
important.
good.
Yeah, that's very
He's,
important.
kicking depression in the balls, I believe is his hashtag.
Good.
So
That's a good one.
That's good to hear.
so,
That's good to hear.
Yes.
Now, Lori, this is the question I'm going to ask you.
Yes.
Because at the table, you are the fan.
Fanatic.
You are the fan. The rest of us are kind of mild, mild to, okay, this is kind of cool.
See, it's funny.
I think
I
she's
was a
gotcha.
fan. I had the whole series on DVD.
Right.
But my OCD about continuity threw me for a loop when the Angel show hit the air.
Okay.
Or wound up becoming part of the ongoing story. And so I found a website where it said, okay, you have to watch this episode of Buffy, followed by this episode of Angel, followed by Buffy, then these two episodes of Angel, and I'm tired of keeping up.
It's that, you know what? That's
They
how
can't
Marvel
stand
Comics
alone.
lost me is
I'm
because
tired
of the crossover events.
I'm tired of taking this DVD out to put and opening up this box to put this one in. I'm going to go watch Riverdale.
Speaking of teen
Love
angst.
Riverdale. Riverdale's
Oh my
great.
God, yes.
So I'm going to come back to asking
Sabrina.
the question that I meant to. Laura, how many times have you watched the whole series all the way through?
I have no idea. Many
it's a few
times. I think I watched the whole series of Angel through like 7 times in 1 year, and I think that was just a year and a half ago. So I get stuck in a loop. I'm like where I can't get out, and I have to start from the beginning and go all the way to the end, and then sometimes when I'm done, I have to start again. I don't know why.
Why?
I mean,
why? What is it about this show that keeps you coming back time and time again, and you love it, and you still love it, and to you, I'm assuming it's aged well. Has it aged well, or do you still see?
So.
I'm asking her.
Because
I'm not asking for your opinion at the moment, my
Okay,
dearest.
but I'm a little bit older, so I wasn't quite as young when it aired.
Right.
Okay, so I'd already had young children when I started watching it, and I was never like a big Angel fan because I felt that was a little weird that he was like 200-something years old and
she was 17.
She was like 15.
16, 16,
true. So I don't know. I believe it's aged well. I think it's smart and it's funny, and a lot of the things that it shows us about how to deal with problems are so valid. Even though I've seen it a million times, I still laugh at certain lines. I still, wait for certain things to happen. I still occasionally skip over the body.
never seen
that one was tough.
episode. That's the only episode I haven't seen.
I've seen that one, and that was very powerful. That was a very strong
really
episode.
powerful, and as someone who doesn't have their mother any longer, I found it to be really
Little too
harsh.
potent?
Little too harsh for me.
Yeah.
I can watch it occasionally, but even the one that follows it always is really
That's
hard
rough.
too.
It's rough.
So
I deliberately, when I did my watch through with Lana, I deliberately skipped the body because what Joyce died of was the same thing Karen died of, and it was only about a year after Karen's death, so we just couldn't.
stuff that goes
and
on.
I was watching it with Lana and Karen's son Briar.
Oh,
at
geez.
the
So I'm like, nope, we're skipping this episode.
See, now the good thing about that episode is Joss, he took an episode in pretty much every season and made it completely different than what normal TV was. So in season
I've noticed
4,
that.
it's Hush,
yes.
okay, where no one can talk. And then for the body, there's literally no music throughout the whole show. There's no sound at all. It's just the bare sound of what it feels like to have that happen to you. And I think that's the most powerful thing of all, because a lot of Buffy, for me, I love the music. I loved that whole 90s, Dashboard Prophets and stuff like that. And so to hear the episode just so blank and so
empty.
Yeah. It's stunning. And then of course season 6 is the musical. So he kind of
balances it.
Yeah.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Angel, Dollhouse, Firefly, even early Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., stuff like that. These are all Joss Whedon products. Buffy's your favorite of them all? Is it Joss at his best? Isn't Buffy?
Yes. I would say yes. I think because it's Joss at his most pure, he's still working out who Joss is.
Okay.
And I think he's even said that he's worked, a lot of the things that he put in there were things about him. Now, I adore Angel as a show. I find it, maybe because I'm a little bit older, it's more adult I don't know, more adult content. It's a little more serious, so I think that one, as far as psychology goes, helps me a lot more than Buffy. But I'll always, I mean, Buffy is literally one of my favorite shows of all time. I mean, really.
Now, did you follow it into the comic books, the quote unquote season 8 and 9? Where
I tried to. I have very, very shoddily collected those comic books.
Okay.
So because I'm a continuity person, I don't want to read them out of order. So I get a little lost, and people start, telling me things about it, and I'm like, okay, no, I haven't read that yet. So, but yeah. But there's like a whole Spike line of comic books.
Oh, really? Okay.
After the Fall, there's a Faith and Angel whole series. Like, there's literally thousands of Buffy comic books now. And I guess Dark Horse has ended now, but a new comic book company has picked that up, and they're going to be starting to release stuff next year.
Are they going to do a reboot of the whole series?
I'm not sure what it looked like. Really, the animation looked really different. Like it was very different, and it probably, I'm going to say it's going to be a little bit darker because that's where we're headed.
That's where all the comic books seem to be heading that way.
Everything has to be edgy and dark these days.
I have original Sabrinas from back in the 70s, and the new stuff not like that at all.
No,
so,
but I'm a big fan of the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, the comics.
Amazing.
I haven't watched the TV show yet.
The TV show's great.
I haven't gotten to it yet, but I really love the books.
One of the best intros, I think, on TV right now. It's all comic book, like illustrated. It's fantastic.
If you want to see something really funny, look up a video. They did a video of the original cast watching the first episode.
That is funny.
A riot.
That is funny.
Well, that's not dark.
Whoa.
Yeah. Zelda is not how she used to be. Hello.
Yeah.
Wow, we're really going different, aren't we? It's really funny.
What else is there to talk about this show? This Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Do you sing along with the CD in the car to Once More with Feeling as much as I do?
Yeah, always. And my 3 older kids know every word to that.
My 12-year-old does as well.
We listened to it for a good 10 years probably in the car.
I remember your kids singing it to me when I used to babysit them.
Oh, I know now.
Now they're in college.
Okay. Yes. So do we want to talk specifically about the first episode or the first 2, since it's a 2-parter?
Okay,
we
go ahead.
Can.
Yeah, go right ahead. Dive in.
Okay. How do we feel? I mean, okay.
I watched this one.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Tanya.
Tanya's jumping in.
Okay. So, I mean, I agree that I've done at least 3 full watch throughs. Some episodes I've watched multiple times, but I've done at least 3 full watch throughs. And I think that the series as a whole does hold up very well. And I would have said the whole series held up very well until about 4 days ago. Because really, Welcome to the Hellmouth and the Harvest is a little rough. It is a little hard.
rough.
And I've watched it twice. I watched it back in 2016,
It is.
and then I watched it again last week or 2 weeks ago.
They have
What
to
makes
fall
it a
into
little
place.
rough
They
to
have
you?
to fall into place on who they are.
The production values,
Production value's low.
not great.
Okay, but in fairness, they were only giving a half season.
I
They're a
understand.
half-season
I
replacement.
understand. I mean, there's reasons
So-
for it. And it's also, we're talking about a show that's now how old?
Right.
Yeah.
It's now
And
21 years old.
Plus, they're struggling to establish a lot of characters there.
Yes.
Like you meet, you meet the vampire segment of the town. We see Darla for the first time.
Giles and Angel. Were super creepy in the first.
See, okay, I've heard that a lot. That
Giles
that Giles,
and Angel.
right? Well, Giles isn't nearly as creepy as Donald Sutherland. I will say
No.
that.
No, right. But Giles coming in, and when he first meets Buffy in this episode, he talks to her like he's known her forever. Like he automatically is going to be her boss of everything, and she just like, nope, I'm not listening to you.
How about just the creepy smile? I know what you're here for.
For any hands, whatever.
I'm like,
The vampire book. She's like, no.
no, really, I'm coming from my economics book or whatever.
Yeah,
it was.
exactly.
And I'm sorry, Angel came off less enigmatic and more stalker.
Yes.
Yes. He's stalker, and he just doesn't seem to be very smart or helpful. Like,
No.
he like kind of comes in after the fact to tell her, "Oh yeah, I was wondering when you're going to get here." Like, well, what are you doing?
I've
Or
come
how
to
are
tell you about the harvest. We know about the
How
harvest.
are you being
okay.
helpful in any way?
Well, he stalks stalks her, and he admits in later episodes that he stalked her even before she got to Sunnydale.
Yeah.
Creepy.
It was kind of creepy.
I was a little disappointed that Jesse left.
You know, Joss
Jesse.
Whedon really wanted to put him
I know in the credits.
in the
saw that.
opening
He
sequence.
saved that for later.
Well, the thing is, I've watched Haven, and I've seen the whole season of Haven. I'm like,
Yeah, see, that's so funny. That's one thing, too, that when you rewatch these episodes, you're like, oh my gosh, I had no idea they were in that. I know who they are now. Like Amy Adams is in season 4.
Yep.
I mean, Doug Jones was in Hush. He plays the main gentleman guy, and he is in Shape of Water and Pan's Labyrinth, and he's just an incredible
and I'm
actor.
still trying to figure out who Giles reminds me of. It's like another actor that he looks familiar.
Well, you know, he's the coffee guy from the 70s.
80s. It was the 80s, yes.
Yeah,
the
my
Taster's
mom,
Choice
the
commercial.
Taster's Choice guy.
Is that what it is? I
Yes.
don't know. I'm like looking.
Literally,
Anthony Stewart Head, yes.
Yeah, Anthony Stewart Head.
Yeah.
Literally, that's how my mom sold me this series because she had it.
Oh, the coffee guy's in it.
She had it. No, she had it in her town, but I didn't.
Yes, he was on Doctor Who.
I didn't have the WB, so my mom's like, "You got to watch the show. It has the coffee, the Taster's Choice guy in it, and there's a blonde vampire that looks like Sting." And I was like, "Okay, sign me up."
Sold.
There you go.
So we now know what Laura's catnip is.
A blonde vampire that
Blonde
looks
vampires.
looks like Sting.
Yes, later told to be looking like Billy Idol, but really Sting.
My mother broke my brain with this man.
Which man?
Anthony Stewart Head was on stage for a long time before Buffy, and he had 2 big roles. One of them was in the musical Chess, and the other one was the Rocky Horror Picture Show, where he played Frankenfurter. So I sent Lon, thinking that Lon would be excited. I sent her a picture of Anthony Stewart Head.
No. Before that, you showed me a video with
of him singing "Sweet Transvestite," and she went, "No, no!"
I did not need that in my brain.
So now I torment her by sending her pictures of him dressed as Frankenfurter.
So basically, you reacted just like Xander when he saw Giles sing in the.
Yes,
you were like, "No, this can't be happening."
Don't mind him singing, but not like that.
You loved
Anthony
it. You
Stewart
loved.
Head is incredibly talented.
You loved him in Repo the Genetic Opera.
Yes,
Yes.
he was very good.
Very
in that.
good.
Oh my God, yes.
He's in
like
Merlin.
I said, I am perfectly fine with him singing. He's got a great singing voice. I don't need the picture of him as Frankenfurter in my mind.
Oh,
You need
actually,
some bleach.
I like.
I
that.
am not
Yes,
doing my
Frankly.
job as a parent if I am not breaking my child.
Absolutely. That's so true.
There is no torment quite like a parent's torment.
So which episode is the one that
I'm gonna
you
take that lesson,
remember
take it home with
most
me.
as drawing you in and stealing it? And that you had to watch it all from then on?
Oh, wow. I mean, I made it through first season. There's some good in first season. It's not my favorite, but
I Robot You Jane. That's the one, right?
no. No. I don't know. I just liked it. I love vampire stuff. I've always been a vampire person, so
Episode you go back to every time.
I love Hush.
Yeah.
Hush is one of my favorite episodes. It's also my daughter Sophia's favorite episode. She watched it when she was like 3, and it terrified her so much that to this day, I mean, she discredits it as being like her favorite, most scary thing of her whole life. I love it's just brilliant to have an episode where no one talks. And they all thought going into that episode that was going to be so easy because they didn't have any lines to remember. And then they figured out really quickly that was really hard to do when they're used to saying lines, to not have any lines except for hand motions and, improvised.
Have you seen that John Krasinski movie, Quiet Place? And I'm just curious. I
haven't.
I was wondering.
But I heard it's amazing.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too. And I was wondering how I wanted you to compare and contrast the two.
Oh, I would love to. We'll have to talk about that another time. What are you guys' favorite episodes? Come on, I'm not the only person that
I'm not
watches.
past episode 5 yet, so give
Okay,
me a little bit.
All right.
The 2 episodes that I constantly go back to are Once More with Feeling and Tabula Rasa.
I love Tabula Rasa.
Tabula
was a good one,
Rasa's
yeah.
Great,
Remember that one.
great episode. Yeah.
I'm going to go so
Plus,
far
they're
as
in LeBro.
I'm going to go so far as to hit the finale, the very end of the series, when she has the big. Because I'm a sucker for the big rousing speech.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a lot of speechifying in season 7.
And the last one where she's doing the voiceover and Willow's doing the whole I'm pulling the magic out of the artifact and I'm calling all the potentials.
Yep. And all the girls stand up.
And all the girls are, and you're watching this embodiment of empowering young women happening right in front of you.
Yes.
And I thought that was just such a cool moment. It was really well put together. It was well.
It was
really
not
ham-fisted.
unexpected. They really kept it quiet
Yeah.
when it happened. We had no idea that was going to happen. So
It was not ham-fisted. It was not. Oh, here's social commentary at its at its most cheesy and campy. No, I thought the evolution of that moment was amazing, and then setting them all, just unleashing them, so you don't have scared girls screaming, to be the horror movie victim.
Right.
They're going out to look for the horror
Yep.
movie, and end it.
Who knew Felicia Day could be a badass?
Oh, I did.
I did.
Oh, that was
She's
Absolutely.
awesome.
But we
absolutely.
didn't know it back then.
True, but still.
I was just like, oh, you go.
The mousy little redhead is now going to go ahead and lay a can whoop ass out there.
That's
yeah,
right, that's
absolutely.
right.
I was looking forward to that. I knew it was coming.
I mean, the empowerment and the empowerment level of Buffy can't be, expressed enough. But also the way that they've affected pop culture. I mean, someone just posted the other day on one of my many Buffy Facebooks that I'm on, a segment from X-Men Evolution, an animated X-Men movie that I haven't seen. And there's a dance between who's the one with the white streak in her hair?
Rogue.
And another girl, and the dance overlays perfectly with the dance that Buffy and Faith do in the Bronze. They literally animated that dance for those 2 characters in Evolution. And then there was
neat.
other.
I apparently have to watch Evolution.
There
now.
was other instances that were like in the first. Is it the first episode or the second episode where Darla and her people are walking to the Bronze, and it's the
Second.
Yes.
it's the Dashboard Prophet song. That they animated that as well. So it's like an homage. I mean, whole TV shows have done Buffy related episodes.
Colleges.
Mentioned Buffy's. There's college
classes
College
based on it.
classes.
Books. There is if you have not found this guy yet, I highly recommend. There's a YouTuber. His channel's called Passion of the Nerd.
Oh yeah, I love Passion of the Nerd. I love his reviews. They're so great.
He goes through and does not just I liked it, I didn't like it, this is why. He goes through psychology and sociology and all this stuff on Buffy and Angel. And he hasn't made it all the way through the series yet, but they're so good.
They're so good.
They're so good.
I got one for you. That short-lived final project of Ron Williams that was in primetime TV, where Sarah Michelle Gellar plays his daughter, and they're advertising execs or
Crazy
something
Ones?
like Crazy Ones. There's a scene where she's trying to assemble furniture in her apartment, and he walks in, and she's holding a table leg, much like Buffy would hold the steak.
Yeah.
And he rips it out of her hand and goes, "None of that for you, little girl." And something like
There's another one in that too where he was like, where'd you learn how to fight like that? And she says Sunnydale.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So they make a couple homages to it.
yeah,
that's a thing.
absolutely.
And it's like I was hinting at earlier, though. Joss Whedon has this way of hitting all the right notes with all of the right demographic.
Yes.
Well,
look what he did with Toy Story. I mean, you guys know that they had created Toy Story to some extent, the first movie, and then they brought him in as a cleanup writer.
Yeah, he was a
then
script doctor for a lot of years.
He created the T-Rex character, Rex.
I am today years old when I found this out.
Today years old, yes.
I am.
Yes.
Seriously?
Yeah,
I did
right in the
not
credits,
know that.
baby. And
Never knew that.
Toy Story hits all the doesn't it
does.
hit every note
Oh, yeah.
perfectly for not only for adults but for children.
Yeah.
Like
Second movie was always my favorite, though.
I am your father.
second
Oh my God.
Okay. I have a couple questions that it's for everybody.
All right.
Favorite character who had the best
Arc.
Who had the best changes? Who did you like best? Where they started from to where they ended?
Spike.
I agree.
He's
Spike
evil.
I always liked Spike.
He was evil, but when you go flashbacks of him, he's not. He's just kind of a whatever guy who has kind of a soft heart. He kind of retains his humanity to some extent, unlike Angel.
Actually, and I brought her up before, but I like Cordelia was an enemy and then
Charisma
became
Carpenter.
a frenemy. And
Well, and then also in Angel, Cordelia totally 150% changes for the better. She just becomes an all-out hero. Like she becomes a Slayer without actually being
because
chosen.
she grows up and stops being so self-centered.
Right. Well, the first episode, establishes Cordy and Harmony as the mean girls.
Right.
Willow is the kind of awkward, softer side of Sears. Xander's kind of the goofy guy.
Shaggy.
We don't really know what's up.
Yeah.
Skateboards in, kind of falls over.
Right.
Acts like a dork.
It takes some time for him to get over his thing for Buffy, which makes me twitchy.
Well,
I never believed Cordelia and Xander. I never believed that relationship.
I did.
but that was weird until.
Yeah, well.
Until the end
Okay,
of it.
so Anne, who was your favorite character progression?
So mine is kind of a little different. I had a really, really, really close cousin who had scoliosis, and we did not watch any television in our house that was remotely weird, like Buffy. But my mom had heard that Sarah Michelle Gellar had scoliosis, and we had our cousin over, and we watched the first episode. And my mom was, holy cow, look at this young lady and look what she's doing with her life. And since then we just watched. And I loved watching how Sarah Michelle Gellar progressed from beginning to the end, even through both of her deaths.
Yes.
She always came back with a vengeance, with more power, with more dignity, with just more of everything that I wanted to be.
Yes, she is inspirational for sure.
Yeah.
Lana?
My first favorite character on that show was Willow, and she'll always be my first favorite character. It's interesting to see how she transitioned from the shy thing that she was, and see her in pain and see her scared of herself for a while, and it's great to see how she changes.
Was very good.
Love Willow.
Billy, do you have a favorite character?
yeah, I mentioned Spike and Cordelia.
Nice. Chris, have you watched enough of it to?
I've watched enough of it over the years. I'm with Alana on the Willow thing. Of course, I had also an unyielding crush on Allison Hannigan that helped. But I also, for the short time that he was on the show, I'm a big Oz fan. Seth Green's character.
But did he change that much?
I don't think he changed. Well,
No,
he did a little
left
bit.
and came back. What changed?
Yeah, he did a little bit. I mean, I don't know if you would call it an evolution, but I liked how steady he was in this chaos. He was always very kind of zen-like and accepting of certain things. It was always, okay, there's a big crazy thing going on in front of me. Okay, how do we do it? Let's just roll. There was this way that he was just the coolest guy. He was the most stable guy in the room when everything was going completely bonkers around him. And I always kind of appreciated that. So,
for me, it's Giles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Giles is all sides are awesome too.
From the first episode where he's just this bookish, nerdy. I mean, you have no idea, and then you find out that man's a badass.
Yep.
Yeah. You find out about Ripper.
Yes, and in the episode Band Candy,
Yes.
when they're like, we got to go find Giles. It's like, oh no, Giles, and Oz is like, well, yeah, he was probably a pretty together. They're like, oh no, try black magic, destroy the world guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Giles' backstory.
Yes.
I'm sad they didn't do a Ripper.
They were
offshoot.
they were going to do one.
That would have been
going
really
to-
great.
They
Yeah.
had it in the works, and nobody.
There
picked it up.
is a Young Giles comic book.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You know why there's a Young Giles comic book?
No, because
It's not Young Giles as in Giles back when he was a kid. No, this is Giles was killed, was brought back, and the spell went wrong, and he was 12
nice.
with all of his same memories, but he's
jeez.
12.
Wow.
That's why there's a Young Giles.
That's messed up.
Yeah, that is. Who are your guys' favorite villains? I mean, Tanya, obviously you've seen one villain.
Well, there's a couple villains there. There's the Master, Darla,
Drusilla.
Yeah.
Oh my
I'm
God,
going with
it's gotta be
Drusilla.
Yeah.
I'm going with Drusilla, and she is awesome.
She's crazy.
She
is perfectly insane.
Well, I think
Like
that
you have no idea. I mean, she doesn't even know what she's going to do
is
next.
the perfect foil for her.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole thing, he cares about her.
Mm-hmm.
Like he doesn't care about, say, Harmony later on. But Drusilla has a great backstory too. I love the backstory flashback episodes. Those are some of my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Full for Love.
The mayor.
He's my favorite.
The mayor's awesome.
The mayor's my favorite villain.
Faith for a while when she was playing that.
When she was bad?
Yeah, and you know what? I like her growth too.
Yes.
Faith, yeah.
She had a great character arc.
All right, B, let's go
did.
kill something.
She was great. And Angel, too, again. Angel. Yeah.
Angelus?
Oof.
Angelus is actually, I actually favor Angelus over Angel in Buffy. In Buffy. Because I feel like Angel is like dorky and like thick-headed, but then Angelus is like so smart and savvy. Like they're complete polar opposites.
It's Urkel and Urkel. Stefan.
Pretty much. And Boreanaz, though, his early acting is not
good.
Not good.
I like him much more as Seeley Booth in Bones than I did.
He's great
at watching him.
He's
Angel.
great as Seeley, yeah.
He was very good in Angel.
Yeah.
He was very good in Angel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of his earliest TV cameos was as Kelly Bundy's boyfriend.
I remember that.
And Al kicked his ass in a movie theater.
Yep.
Yeah.
But he was like a greaser. He had like a T-shirt with a cigarette rolled up in his pocket.
Right.
Yeah.
He was Giles in Band Candy.
Pretty much.
I'm sorry, guys. This just came in. Fox heard that we were talking about Buffy, and they tried to cancel the podcast again.
I know, right? We'll just have to pay
Considering they never owned Buffy.
They don't care. It's Joss Whedon. They're going to cancel it.
They're going to cancel.
Still not over Firefly. Never will be. Anyway.
Okay.
Never.
Any other favorite villains we want to mention?
Caleb. As we're going to talk.
Yeah.
He is actually
our first exposure to Nathan Fillion.
He's actually really evil.
Oh,
it's like crazy.
Spoilers.
Tanya, we told you to prepare.
She couldn't watch the entire
you didn't
series.
Have seven seasons worth of time.
You watched 4,727 episodes of NCIS in 3 months. I don't want to hear shit.
I had less than 2 weeks to prepare.
Wait, isn't Xander on NCIS? Isn't Xander on there?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
No, Criminal Minds.
That's
Criminal Minds. That's
yes.
it. I knew he was on something.
Is he recent on Criminal Minds?
Yeah, he's recurring. I thought.
I'm not current to Criminal Minds.
Yes.
I'm like 2
Is he
seasons
still
behind.
current?
I don't know if he still is. We're a couple seasons behind with Criminal Minds, but he was a recurring character for at least 3 seasons.
Because I think he left because they wanted him out because he wasn't doing well at the time.
Oh,
yeah, he was. It was
That's likely
when he was kind of bad.
I've watched 20 million episodes of NCIS over the summer, and yes, I don't know. I watched, I want to say 5 or 6 episodes, over 2 days, type thing. So that's pretty good for me.
Okay, so next question: favorite non-Scooby character? Non-Scooby at any time was a Scooby. So you can't pick Spike.
can't pick Cordy either.
Can't pick Cordy.
True. Drusilla.
Non-Scooby.
She's your favorite non-Scooby character?
Yeah.
I am going to go with Anne, who actually is reoccurring. She's reoccurring. She goes throughout Buffy all the way into Angel, and she
was in 1 episode in Buffy.
Nope.
2. She was in 2 episodes of Buffy.
2 episodes of Buffy, and then she goes in and takes Buffy's name and becomes Anne.
Chantrell. That was her first name, was Chantrell.
Yes. I actually lost on a trivia question about how many names she has.
I do not remember her.
She's an angel too, and she's friends with Gunn, and she's a community worker, and she gets involved with Wolfram and Hart.
Okay. Anne?
I don't really have any favorite. I mean, there was a couple in the first season, but they rotated so quickly out, some of them, that it's hard to just pinpoint one down.
Okay. Well, color me weird. I love Jonathan.
Oh, I did. Yeah, actually,
Love
I do
Jonathan.
Too.
Can't stand the other two. Love Jonathan.
The other two, but all three of them together was excellent. I thought it was excellent.
Okay.
Warren was.
He was skeevy from
Warren's
the get-go.
gross,
He was skeevy from the. But the really funny thing, the actor Adam Bush dated the actress who played Tara for like 4 years. They were together.
When I met them,
So it made it very poignant that Warren is the one who. Spoiler alert.
don't do it.
Warren does something really bad.
Really bad.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were together when I met them at a convention. His band was playing, James's band played. It was Ghost of the Robot, and his Warren's band was called Common Rotation. They opened up, and Tara was there, and Giles, and James.
Okay.
Yes,
Your boyfriend, James.
my boyfriend.
Favorite non-Scooby character?
Joyce.
Joyce. Oh. She got better.
Joyce is
First season Joyce is obnoxious.
Well, yeah, but
Joyce is the mother of a 15-year-old who is very secretive.
Yeah.
yes.
And so Joyce is totally and 100% within
But how
her
many
lane.
But how many times in the first 2 to 3 episodes does she mention how awful Buffy had been previously? She never lets her forget it.
No.
Never
It's
gives
true.
her a chance.
I
never
get the
gives
feeling
her...
it's kind of fresh, and the fact that she had to leave town to start a new life is probably weighing on her pretty heavily.
But then there's Dawn. Why doesn't Mom ever?
Dawn. I do marginally like
Dawn's in
Dawn.
trouble. Must be Tuesday.
Must be Tuesday. Somebody posted that recently, and I'm trying to remember who it was. Somebody posted that on Facebook recently, and I had to comment, and I don't remember who it
That's
was.
awesome.
Okay, characters you seriously dislike.
Joyce. No, I'm kidding. Harmony.
Yes.
Hated Harmony.
Can't stand Harmony.
She became better once she was
Love
a
Harmony.
vampire.
Nope. I think she was awful.
Love
I thought it was
Harmony.
great
Left, right, and
I
center.
thought it was great when they made Harmony a vampire because that means they could finally kill the bitch and
They
get rid of
don't.
her. I
But
know they
they
don't, but I was
don't.
hoping. There was always a hope there that they finally put one
The
through her.
slap fight between her and Xander is classic, though.
It really is.
Hysterical.
It really
Lana
is.
didn't remember it, and it came up in a video we were watching the other day, and she's like, that must have been before she was a vampire. And I'm like, nope.
And they still did a slap fight. And I'm like, Harmony, you have more strength. What are you doing?
Well, my favorite thing is that Harmony just talks just like a evil villain to Buffy, and Buffy's like, "You know me, you halfwit." Like Slayer.
So we meet at last. You've known me for years.
Yeah, it's classic.
Anna?
I don't know.
I like
Anya?
Danya.
I don't know. I like the fact that she's still afraid of bunnies no matter what happens.
I
Yeah.
like Danya. There's not a character that I really. I think Riley is my least favorite, and
I
all
like
his little
Riley.
initiative friends. They're just so.
Professor Walsh, I didn't like.
Oh yeah.
Walsh.
Yeah, I didn't like her either. She's mean. She showed up in narrating a psychology video that I had at school. I'm like watching this video online, and I'm like, why does his voice sound so familiar? And at the end, it totally I was like, what? Is she really a psychology professor? Now I'm really confused. I thought she was an actress.
She's both. I guess she was supposed to be the big bad through that entire season.
Yes.
But for some reason, she left, and they had to. I think that's why the whole thing with Adam was kind of felt not as strong. Is because I think that they were. It was never intended he was supposed to be the big bad. She was, and I think maybe they were supposed to stop her from setting him
Well,
loose.
she was pretty evil. I mean, to be fair, she tried to kill Buffy.
She did.
Who didn't?
Yeah, seriously.
That's
I tried to
true.
kill Buffy at one point.
It's true. Everyone's tried. Everyone's
Chris.
failed.
Chris is
but-
my favorite big bad.
There we go.
My favorite's how Xander never got the girl, or all his girls were always, evil,
Or he left him at the altar. 'cause
That
he's
was
a jerk.
or he got diseases.
From the
Lost an
Chumash
eye.
tribe.
The funny syphilis.
Oh, wait, it's Thanksgiving, because the tradition at my house is to watch Pangs, which is the all-time best Thanksgiving episode ever. Buffy makes a bear, Spike gets shot with arrows. Like, it's a yam sham. Come on. Promise me you're all going to watch it tomorrow.
We are probably.
Yeah.
I'm off tomorrow, so I can probably binge some more episodes.
Yeah.
right.
You're not going to get that far.
There you go.
You're not going to get to Bangs.
Well, let's go take a break. I think we've gone as far as we can right now. There's more to talk about. So everybody go home. Instead of going out and doing all the corporate mess on Black Friday, shop local on Saturday, and watch a lot of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I can't. I don't have any headphones at the moment, so I have no idea what's happening. Oh, okay, there we go. And welcome home. Welcome back. Welcome here. I have headphones on my head now, but they're not quite seated right. So hang on a second. I'm all over the place now. It's a yam sham. Anyway.
You're going to say that all day tomorrow.
I am. Absolutely. Absolutely. Seriously. So that was fun. Laura, thank you for that, because I would not have been able to do that justice. Not like you and Ann did. So, and Sherry, because Sherry's the ultimate fan in the room.
Oh,
right?
please.
Sherry knows everything.
Yeah, she does.
Now I'll have to start from somewhere in the middle of season 4 where I left off. Figure out where Angel fits in and
go from there. Luckily, we have Google.
You can always text me if you have a question.
Yeah. Oh, there's a list online.
Hey, Ann.
Yes.
Do we have an event coming up?
We do. We have a wine and design afternoon for Mighty Monkey Corporation, Saturday, January 26th at 2 p.m. Tickets are $35. They're available online at wineanddesign.com. It's /North Chili. Also, you can find us on Facebook, and you can find the link right through our FC3 or Mighty Monkey website. Bring a bottle of wine, bring some beer to drink. We'll have a couple of snacks available. We are painting time and space.
Because you can do
Beer
that.
me.
That'll take a while.
I know. Is there like a parameter on this?
There's a particular box and a swirly thing. It's going to be great.
Yeah, we have about 2 hours.
Swirly
give or take.
box
35 people only.
What's that, Ann?
Only 35 people, so buy early. Great Christmas gift.
Tickets are already on sale, and tickets are already selling.
Yes, they are.
So that's a thing. Hey, Sherry.
Yes.
If somebody wants to be part of the Mighty Monkey podcast experience, how would they go about doing that? You love how I do that now? Is that cheesy enough?
That was very cheesy.
Thank you.
Well, we have lots of ways. The first one
you.
is to become a sponsor. We have sponsorship levels of all kinds, and we'll even create custom sponsorships.
Yes.
Just contact us at sponsorships@fc3roc.org.
Apparently, Ann has a custom sponsorship level that she's working on pitching at this point in time.
I am. If you would like to donate $1,000 to our Patreon, we will get C and our president, Dan, to dress up as those wacky, willy flying guys like you see outside the
inflatables
in the store.
That go flopping around.
They're gonna hang out for a half hour outside.
Yes.
And we'll flop around
each.
outside your house for a half an hour each.
Yes. So let Sherry know if you want to partake in this lovely, lovely idea.
Okay, and speaking of Patreon, please follow us on our Patreon at www.patreon.com/FC3ROC. All membership levels will include access to the patron-only blog, plus tons of great perks at all levels, and expect to see a lot more there coming up. We've got all kinds of ideas for that. And you want to help others find the show, please leave us a review wherever you listen to us. We can be found on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, Podbean, YouTube, and Stitcher, and that list continues to grow. If you can't find us where you normally listen to podcasts, please let us know, and we'll see about getting us there.
There you go.
And please follow us on Twitter at FC3MB Podcast. And if you do, please say hi. We love it when you say hi.
And we'll probably say hi back.
Absolutely.
I have a quick question for Chris.
Yeah.
I'm a Patreon, and I haven't seen a Patreon blog in a while.
Oh.
So, I see the Monday World Nerd Worlds. Yeah, but that everyone gets that. So there's a specific Patreon one for us Patreons.
I'm going to make a Patreon. Hang on. I'm still recording. Hi, Tanya.
Tanya?
This is just for you, honey.
Tanya? You
Sherry,
can start.
post that.
You can start talking to him about him not doing stuff when you start doing the ones you're supposed to be doing.
When we have more guests for the next show, I will do some.
I don't seem to recall any for the mini-con guests that you didn't do any of those.
I say again, ha.
No, we've all been bad about it.
Shut up,
I'm supposed
Christopher.
to be doing them. We're all supposed to be doing them, and we haven't. So
I'm not.
we need to get you.
Yeah.
Oh, trust me, I'll figure out a way to get you involved.
All
Oh
right.
God, am I supposed to be doing one?
No.
No, run. No.
So anyway, Tanya, ha. Anyway, Billy,
Yes.
I'm going to hit you up with the question of the week, buddy.
Okay.
What actresses or actors are permanently typecast to you and why?
Okay, I do have an answer for this. And even though he has made some quality films, he's proven to be an actor who has a little bit of range, but Adam Sandler will always be
The goofy guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
He can be serious.
Yeah, he's made a couple good movies.
Have I ever seen him serious? What would I have seen him serious in?
Reign Over Me, was that? The,
Yep. And
Never heard
there
of it.
was
Punch Drunk Love?
Punch Drunk
see
Love,
that
which
either.
actually was really great.
Okay.
But to me, he'll always be the
Yeah, I see Adam
borderline
Sandler.
special guy.
I mean, even in what is he in Parenthood, or isn't he? There's whatever those movies are where all the guys are old now and they
Yeah.
still try to be kind of young.
Grown-ups.
Grown-ups, that's
yeah.
it. Yeah. Still him.
Although I hear people really like his new Netflix special. I haven't watched it, and to be honest with you, probably won't. But I hear people like it.
Sherry,
Yes.
is there a person in your opinion who is typecast permanently?
I don't know typecast permanently, but there are people I've had a real hard time seeing them in other things. Most of the Harry Potter kids I have trouble with, other than Emma Watson is the only one that I can look at and not see Hermione, and maybe it's because she's changed her look so much, and because I've seen her public speaking so much, and I know who she is outside of acting. But like Daniel Radcliffe, I know he's done a ton of stuff. I've seen things he's done. He's a good actor. He's always going to be Harry Potter to me, though.
Okay.
It's always going to be, oh, that's Harry Potter in such and such, and that's
Yeah.
Harry Potter in such and such.
Yeah. Harry Potter playing the wandering corpse. Yes.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yes.
Oh, a monk.
I was thinking of, because more often than not, what I see her as, Kim Rhodes as a mother.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. And then her sheriff in Supernatural. And
Isn't she the mom for Will in Stranger Things?
No.
No,
That's
she
Winona.
played it in the Hillywood.
Yeah.
No, yeah, she
The
played.
Hillywood video.
She played the character in the Hillywood video.
But that's
Yeah, but
that's
Winona
Winona Ryder's character, isn't
Yes.
it?
Yeah.
That she's referring to. Okay.
Yeah.
How about you, Anne? Is there somebody who's just dreadfully typecast, in your opinion? Permanently typecast?
I want to say, like, pretty much anybody who's on the Hallmark Channel right now. Yes, like,
I feel sorry
Candace
for
Cameron
them.
Bure,
like
yeah.
any of those actresses you see on the Hallmark Channel, you know,
Okay.
the next movie is just going to have the same exact actress playing the same exact thing.
and you know you're still gonna watch it.
You're absolutely right. I'm going to go make another box.
All right,
of
I have a
I'm
weird
not.
one. I
Yeah.
have a weird one.
Go ahead.
That I just discovered like a really short time ago. Okay, so the actor that plays, he's in Sex and the City. He plays one of Samantha's boyfriend. He plays Richard. If anyone's ever watched Sex and the City, I won't refer to
Sorry.
what he's called by in that. But he plays Angel's dad in Angel, David Boreanaz's character.
Okay.
He also plays the father of Damon and Stefan Salvatore, also vampires. Okay.
Yep.
And then he also is Bill in True Blood's dad. So he is a vampire dad. His kids are all vampires, and they're all boys, and he's extremely typecast.
Okay.
And his name is James Remar.
Yep, James Remar, that's it. Yeah, a little bit crazy.
Okay. Who hasn't made a contribution to this particular part of the conversation yet?
Tanya.
Hey, Tanya.
Yes.
Ha. Go ahead. Your turn.
because I was looking. I first said the ones that playing iconic characters that you couldn't change. Whatever, that was my first thought. So then I looked it up. But Samuel Jackson, he plays that badass in every single type of movie.
Yep.
That's true.
Do you see him playing any like other parts? No, he's always the guy who's causing a fuss.
Frozone.
Maybe
Where is my super suit? Yeah, he's still him.
Well, between that and the Kingsman, and
even in Django, he's still kind of that person.
Well, even in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or Avengers and things like that, he is that ultimate badass that
he's
you don't want to
Pulp
cross.
Fiction.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Even Mace Windu had a lightsaber that said "badass mother" on it.
Yeah, that is so true. And he did not like snakes, if I remember correctly.
Right. Sherry, have I ever gone to you on this one already?
Yeah, it's a Daniel
Of the
Radcliffe.
Harry Potter kids, yeah.
Especially Daniel Radcliffe.
I'm trying to think of a guy who talks like this, and Christopher Walken. Who's always, you see him walk on screen, and you know that guy's going to be twisted and weird and off center, but that's not how his career began.
Isn't he the more cowbell? That's
Yeah. I have a fever for more cowbell.
Yeah, that's like
Yeah.
Christopher Walken.
It's a terrible,
that and a
terrible
watch.
impression.
But that's the point of
and
it.
a
A good Christopher Walken impression is terrible.
Yeah,
They're supposed to be over the top and bad. That's the thing,
I think
and that's
that's
even
true.
typecasting to a point.
It is.
It is.
He has that specific style.
Because I watched Kevin Pollak, the comedian, do Christopher Walken as James T. Kirk.
I've seen that.
Oh my God!
It's epic.
Oh well, see, no. See,
Shatner.
Shatner is typecast because of Kirk, because of T.J. Hooker, but then he's done a couple of parts that are a little bit different, like Boston Legal or Boston Public.
Yeah, he was really good in that.
He was really good in
actually.
that, and then of course his turn as the pageant coordinator in
Miss
Congeniality
Oh
was
my
fun.
God.
Come on, there's been times where William Shatner showed up and James T. Kirk was not to be seen. It happens. We don't know how to separate those two people.
The problem isn't that he's James T. Kirk. The problem is he's Bill Shatner.
Yes, and he's such an absolute
His
outrageous
delivery is the
diva.
same when he's singing a song as when he's speaking a part.
Exactly.
Well,
it's not that it's that James T. Kirk has been typecast as Bill Shatner.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because
That's
Bill
brilliant.
Shatner is Bill Shatner no matter what he's
That
in.
is brilliant. I like that.
You can't say typecasting without doing Chuck Norris. I'm
Well, there's
sorry.
that,
But you can't even talk bad about him because he's Chuck Norris.
Or The Rock.
Well, no,
really
you can't
good.
anymore because
No.
Dwayne Johnson.
I love him.
Moana.
Yeah, he
yes,
was great.
he's so
and
great.
and other he's gone out of his way to do and there's a guy who I'd love to meet because Dwayne Johnson is fearless.
He's awesome. There's a video of him dancing in a Vote for Pedro shirt. I'm like in a wig, and I can't
this
get
is a
over
man
it.
who
I
is
can't stop
unafraid
watching
of
it.
taking on anything at
He's
this point.
hilarious.
There was the movie he did with Kevin Hart where he was kind of nerdy. He was tough. He wound
Yeah.
up in the end being tough, like a.
Jumanji?
No, the
I know which one you're talking about. I can't think
where
of it.
him and Kevin Hart were friends in high school,
Yeah.
and then they go back and
Yeah, I can't think of the name of the
wackiness
movie,
ensues. But he
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like a nerd guy.
But that's funny because in Jumanji he was a nerd.
Yeah.
And Kevin
Oh, was he?
Hart was in it. That's why I'm like, Jumanji?
I mean, well, the Captain Kirk thing. I don't know. Chris Pine played it well.
yeah.
But he wasn't like
He wasn't. He didn't channel.
wasn't like
well, he-
that.
No.
Thankfully.
There was a couple things at the very end of the first J.J. Abrams Star Trek, where everything's calm. The Enterprise has been relaunched after being repaired and whatnot, and they're getting ready to take off to do their thing. And there was a moment where Chris Pine channels William Shatner perfectly as he's coming onto the bridge and he's talking to Bones and he's getting ready to get in the chair. And he's doing it. I mean, it was just pure William Shatner. But for the most part, he was kind of making James T. Kirk his own character at that point. And I think I respected Chris Pine for that pretty well.
Best moment in that film, I'm sorry. We've been talking about it so much lately. The whole thing where Bones was trying to get him on the ship and kept injecting him with things.
Yeah.
Numb tongue!
No, I can fix that.
I can fix that.
Yeah.
It's the best sequence in the entire
Carl
movie.
Urban, he's got
Carl
the best
Urban.
lines in there.
He does. And he actually made me a fan of Bones. I'm not originally a Bones fan from original Star Trek at all.
DeForest Kelly?
Yeah, no, not at all.
So join the conversation, people. So if you think of somebody who's just irrevocably typecasted, just let us know. Pop in on the conversation. Let us know what's going on. So I think that's good enough for the week. Are we good for the week?
I think we are.
Everybody's good for the week. So we're going to say goodbye for the week. And Billy's going to cue up the music. And there it is. And this has been Monkey Business, a product of the Mighty Monkey Corporation, purveyors and producers of the Flower City Comic-Con. Coming at you at the end of April in 2019. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, follow us wherever we go, and we will lead you to where the entertainment is. We hope you have a great holiday, have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and eat lots, support your local stores, and take care. Dun, dun, dun.